So 2 months, you got an offer, right? The team took care of the application process for you, everything like that. What does the offer look like?
It's basically, I mean, you're doubling what I did before, so that's always good. Doubling
Hmm.
your base. Got some. It's an international company, so I had to go to London for
Hmm.
travel for about a week, which can't say it's a bad thing. To me, it just brings that next level of like, okay, you're now, got a big boy job now, I think.
Yeah, you've arrived.
Yeah. This doesn't look, it was just so much different than I normally have seen. So I'm like, bro, this is never going to fly in my industry. And then,
Hmm.
lo and behold, of course, I get picked up by an international company, which I'm like, it probably worked out perfect for that. And then,
Hmm.
I mean, anyone I sent the resume to was always like, this resume is great. And I was like, I've never heard that as many times as I did before, and I've paid my resume to be done before. I first start off, and you set up the email account, and you go in there and see it, like they're just blasting out emails left and right, trying to follow up with people, and you're starting to see
Hmm.
that every single day. And it's like, yeah, you could do that yourself, but that's going to take up a lot of time. And they
Hmm.
have it teed up, stuff's ready to go, they know what they're doing.
So I'm here today with Shawn, which is I just love this. Is my favorite part of the whole process is to kind of go over everything and what we've done. So welcome, Shawn. Glad to have you today.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Before we jump in, like, why don't we give anybody who's watching here like an idea, like who is Shawn? Like, where are you from? What do you do?
From the Northeast, Philadelphia area. Primarily went to school for education, then got involved in equipment financing, a little bit of IT software, and then back to equipment financing for the rest of my career.
Okay, so predominantly in sales, yeah?
Yeah. All sales.
Okay, good. Gotcha. So career salesperson.
Yep, always. Right out
Awesome.
from education right to sales.
Beautiful. And did we know each other before you joined James University?
No, I actually found you. I guess you popped up on my feed on Instagram, and then
Hmm.
started just kind of chatting back and forth, and then kind of started the process from there. But no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I just kind of like looking
Okay.
for different ways to change, my job at the time, and I guess the
Hmm.
algorithm kind of matched up with me.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's a mysterious thing, the algorithm, that's for sure. Cool, but I'm glad we did meet. And so, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because we actually had a little bit of a hiccup when you first joined. You joined our program, and then we actually had to put it on pause for a little while before you picked back up again. Can you elaborate a little bit on what happened there, and then when you first joined?
Yeah, I mean, to join the process, you have to go through all the classes and everything else, and kind of make the commitment, like, okay, I'm gonna make the commitment to kind of do this. And then I think it was like next day, I was like nervous about doing it, go and join it. The next day I was like, hey, we're full SWAT, I can't do anything. I was like, so it's kind of a little bit of a letdown. I was like,
Yeah.
and then I guess it was, I don't know what happened. A couple of days later, all of a sudden came back and said, hey, we have a spot open. Someone just got a position, so we can fill it, which kind of was like, as disheartening as it was good to like, hey, we're not just trying to sell seats. We actually want to
Hmm.
provide a service and help out people when we can, rather than just trying to just sell as money as we can. So I was like, as much as it was kind of like disappointing, I was like, like,
Yeah.
all right, well, at least they have their best interest at heart, at least seemed like so.
What was your job like prior to joining James University?
Financially, it wasn't where I wanted to be, so that's
Hmm.
why I was looking to kind of just get information and possibly level up, go to like, what else is out there, what else can I possibly do. I didn't know anything about financing, so I was like, I know how to
Hmm.
sell, so I can possibly try and do something else in that to possibly take my income to a higher level.
Hmm. Gotcha. And what were you at income wise when you joined?
I'm sorry,
What were you at income wise when you joined?
where's I at? I was about 75.
Okay. USD, yes?
In USD.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. And like, okay, so you joined, right? You're making 75 and you joined. What was the support like for you within, like, with the executive team, with Lucy, or our executive team in general?
I mean, support wise, just updating my resumes, which I initially saw and I was like, this doesn't look. It was just so much different than I normally have seen.
Hmm.
In terms of like, hey, American and hobbies. I'm like, bro, this is never going to fly in my industry. And then,
Hmm.
lo and behold, of course, I get picked up by an international company, which I'm like, it probably worked out perfect for that. And then,
Hmm.
I mean, anyone I sent the resume to was always like, this resume is great. And I was like, I've never heard that as many times as I did before, and I've paid my resume to be done before.
Hmm.
So I was like, all right, well, they know what they're doing, obviously. But the amount of like support in terms of like, it's questions from you or a couple of other guys, and then also like, I first start off and you set up the email account and you go in there and see it, like they're just blasting out emails left and right trying to follow with people, and you're starting to see that every single day, and it's like, yeah, you could do that yourself, but that's going to take up a lot of time, and they're gonna have it teed up, stuff's ready to go, they know what they're doing.
And how quickly did you land your first interview after you joined?
I was pretty quick. I think I got my first one, I want to say, within like 2 or 3 weeks of being up. It was pretty quick. It was really quick.
So what was that, 2 or 3 weeks of you joining or hitting the market?
2 or 3 weeks of, I guess, hitting the market with everything with my resume and them starting to send emails out. It was a quick call with another international company. It wasn't a hardcore, like, long interview, but I think to me it was positive. Like, hey, it got me in a room that I probably wouldn't have been in, and they were like, "We should talk to this guy real quick." So it was a good interview. I think they were probably further down the process and I just kind of popped up on the radar, which I was like, oh, there you go. Like, it got me in a room that I probably wouldn't have been in the first place. So from there.
Well, that's a point, right? Is like, it's not really about who you know anymore. It's, how you get people's attention, right? You said it before about, the AI bots and easy apply and all these quick get interviews, quick schemes that don't work. I mean, we need to be able to draw, attention to ourselves the right way, at the right rooms, right, with the right offers. And you got an offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went offer last week. After, was it? I think I started in May. Now it's just starting out August, so not too bad.
Implemented June, July. So we're about 2 months, I would say, after about hitting the market. Yeah. So 2 months, you got an offer, right? The team took care of the application process for you, everything like that. What does the offer look like?
It's basically, I mean, you're doubling what I did before, so that's always good. Doubling your base. It's an international company, so I had to go to London for travel for about a week, which, can't say it's a bad thing.
Yeah. So you doubled your base, and do you have any OTE components on that?
Not off the bat. I mean, they don't know. It's a 1 year ramp, so I got a 1 year guaranteed ramp already. So with that, and then also it's all OTEs the second year. They're saying, possibly take that and double or triple that. It's a longer sales cycle, so that's their plan.
Yeah. Well, getting into, good companies with good products also usually involves a longer sales cycle, right? Because they want to keep their reps. What is your projected, you may have sat down and thought about what it would look like in year 2 or 3. What do you project yourself to be at should you hit targets?
They're saying anywhere from 250 to 350.
Okay. Do you think it's feasible?
I hope. I think for the size deals they're saying, I mean, I've kind of been somewhat near the industry they're going into. It's a longer sales cycle, so I don't know exactly what I'm getting into with that. But if you're looking for that kind of numbers, it could happen. The deals are so much larger. They're not, like before I've been doing deals for like 15, 25,000, maybe 100 grand. These are going to be $1 million transactions. So they're going to take longer, but there's a little more in them to get paid with.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so you doubled your base. So that's, I guess you're sitting around like 120 USD. Is that what it is?
Around that, yeah.
Okay, with the quarterly ramp bonus in your first year, and then projection to go over 250, 300. Are you happy with that? Like, do you find that a successful thing that happened?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I was really happy with that to kind of break through the 6-figure base. I kind of floating around it for the last couple of years, and certain things that haven't happened. So to be able to have a company that's going to invest in me off the bat, like, we're just going to give it to you. Because it's a longer sales cycle and you're not getting that monthly hit every time. So it's like, okay, but to me, it just brings that next level of like, okay, you're now, got a big boy job now, I think.
Yeah, you've arrived.
Yeah.
That's great. And your family's happy with it?
Yeah. Wife's jealous she can't come to London, but yeah.
I'm sure you'll be able to, since it's an international company, you'll probably be back and forth. The time will come. And now you have the money to really capitalize on it, right?
Yeah,
good for you, man.
Well, I'm excited about the situation. A little nervous about doing something new, but hey, let's see what happens and kind of go from there. And
so it's in a brand new industry. Is it an industry that you have previous experience in?
Not really. I mean, it sells into the financing industry, which I was a part of, but it kind of like it takes the people I was working for and makes them customers. So it's a service that they. So it's like I kind of know very, very little about it. I didn't really touch it that much in sales, to be honest with you. The only time it popped up was like complaints, like from customers.
Yeah.
So I got to kind of, figure that out and see how that plays out and get more familiar with the product itself.
Yeah, for sure. And did you interview with multiple different industries?
Yes, kind of in all over between, I guess, from the ones that was set up to education to software, you know, all over anything out there. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have a preconceived notion of what I wanted to do. I just was more like, hey, I want the salary, and then I'll figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah. Well, you interview very well, and that's a main point. Did you find the interview techniques that we teach at James University? Did you find those effective while going after your offer?
Yes. Being able to really dive a lot deeper into the company, find out a lot more what's going on. I mean, like my first interview I had was really quick, and I kind of followed exactly the prompts. And it was funny because the woman I interviewed with was like, "Do you even know what we do?" And I was like, "I do." And I like literally spouted back to her because I did all the work for it. And she was like, "Oh, you did your homework?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. Like I know exactly what's going on." So, so the first shot out of the gate, I was like, "That was nice." Leaving the prompts on ChatGPT to kind of like get with the STAR method really helped. Like I wasn't really familiar with that before. So, being able to really leverage technology, the tools, and like get your story down in and out, not ramble, really worked out a lot better. For me, it was like a different kind of way of doing it, and it worked out, obviously.
Yeah. Well, you did a good job, man. I'm proud of like where you've taken this whole thing, and I'm really happy to see you getting into that big boy job, which you definitely deserve. And always appreciate you, being a partner of ours, and looking forward to helping you also with the onboarding and getting you in there. And you're always welcome in James University, that's for sure. So thanks so much for taking the time today, Shawn.
No problem. Thank you.